It is exactly 14 after 9 o'clock, and just a reminder that this hour of News and Views is sponsored by Africa Muslims Agency. Africa Muslims Agency, a beacon of hope to communities for over 35 years in Africa and beyond. And we move along, and we are now going to be talking with someone from the PAC, Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania. And of course, the Secretary General, Ntsiri Pooe, is going to be talking with us. A very good morning to you, Appa. Welcome to the program. And are we going to celebrate good news? Okay, I'm getting a lot of feedback. Let's see if we can try that again. Good morning. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program.
Good morning, and good morning to all the viewers of Salam Media.
Thank you. That's much better. Okay, we understand that the Africanist Congress of Azania, PAC, has issued a statement regarding the recently convened and reached a historic resolution. You are saying you'll be part of the National Government of Unity. This is a very strategic decision on your part, is it not?
Yes, indeed, it's a strategic decision that we have taken as the PAC. We believe that we should not allow the current setup to move towards the right-wing leaning tendencies. And with us participation, we will be able to push the narrative towards the left. We believe that we will be able to put the matters around the land, the restoration of the land to African people back on the center stage, the matters of self-determination. And we quite also believe that issues that affect our people that relates to service delivery, quality education, employment, and all related issues will be able to be put firmly on the agenda of the new government. We also believe that we've got clear ideological superiority, and we believe that we will make a good input in the setup.
You also firmly believe that land restitution, this is an ongoing issue. It has been for a very, very long time, from the beginning of the democracy in 1994. The land issue has been a very, very sore point. And you as PAC firmly believe that it's just not a policy issue, but a fundamental right and a cornerstone of true liberation. How are you going to fast track it?
We have been saying it that without the land being returned to African people, there can never be true freedom. African people here in South Africa remain landless. The land remains in the hands of our oppressors, of our former colonizers. And as the PAC, we maintain that the constitution of this country guarantees property rights to the land thieves. And as a result, us participating in this new setup, a new government of national unity, will enable us to change the constitution and ensure that the land returns to African people, because currently the land is owned by our former oppressors as a result of a constitutional setup which guarantees them property rights, despite the fact that they have stolen this land, they have taken the land of our forefathers. And we as a PAC participating in this, we aim to change that.
You're going to be hopefully changing it by changing the constitution. We've been hearing whisperings that with the GNU as it currently stands, that the constitution is not going to be tampered with. Your thoughts?
Definitely, that is not our position as the PAC, and we've made it clear, even as well, and we engage with the discussions with the ruling party, which is the African National Congress, that we maintain that the constitution should definitely be changed. Otherwise, there won't be any meaningful change in this country. We should all know that the struggle and the struggle for the liberation of this country was all about the land. It was not all about the nice things to have. It was about the return of the land to the African people and the self-determination. And we can talk all that the nice things that we like. Without that, we have not addressed anything. With the land, we mean everything. Anything below it, anything above it, the economy of the country, everything should be returned to the rightful. It cannot be that the colonizers continue to own everything.
So that's going to be your first and most important point as PAC that you are going to raise and start addressing as part of the GNU. And it's really a very crucial piece or aspect of your engagement with the GNU. How are you going to go about it? And what does land restitution mean to an ordinary South African? What's it going to look like?
You see, many people, when we talk of the land, they only think that we talk of the ground. For us, when we talk of the land, we mean everything. We mean self-determination of our people. We mean the economic ownership of the country by the African people and majority of African people. As matters stand now, as I said earlier on, the economy remains in the hands of the few. Our former oppressors remain in charge of of the economy. So we intend to transform that the economy should benefit all the people of this country. Everything that is here in this country should be owned by the African majority which are present in this country. And we aim to influence and change that. As I said, we believe that we've got ideological clarity as a PAC. Our revolutionary liberation credentials stand in our favor, and we can achieve that.
So, Appa, let's talk about land restitution. Is it going to be land restitution without compensation, like the EFF has been saying for a very, very long time? I'm trying to understand what the plan's going to look like going forward.
It's easy. This land was stolen. It was taken peacefully, and we don't even entertain the issue of without compensation or how do you compensate something which was stolen? How do you repay the people who have forcefully taken what belongs to you? For us, it's not even a legal issue. It's a matter of principle. Once you begin to debate the issues of payment or non-payment, it's as if there was a transactional arrangement that happened when this land was taken. This land was forcibly taken from African, and it should just be returned to African people. These things of payments and all of that, for us, it does not even rise. It should just be returned to African people.
How do you believe, Appa, the land and resources? Because, like you rightfully say, it's not only land, it's about all resources in the country. How do you believe it's going to be distributed amongst the people? That sounds like a mammoth task. And there'll also be, I should imagine, millions of claims coming through, very especially from people, that come from the rural areas. They do have claims, and how they're going to prove that they are the rightful owners, or their forefathers or ancestors resided in those areas for hundreds of years. Is it going to be dependent on documented proof to suggest that they are the rightful owners of whatever land or resources are in the area? I'm thinking mining as well. That too falls under this situation of land restitution, and that is huge, is it not?
Yes, first and foremost, we are starting with the principle. The principle is that those who oppressed us first do not own the land. The land should be returned to the majority of African people. And that land should then be held in custody by a government. And the distribution process and program will then be determined by a democratically elected government. As to how do we do that? For instance, we don't support a notion that says everyone needs to produce a title deed or a legal document because Africans, it is their birthright that they own this land. So they may not have all these necessary documentary things that are foreign entrenched way of dealing with the land. So once the land is returned to the African people as a matter of principle, it should be in the custody of the government, which will then distribute to all the people in the country who are able to use it. As I said, it is even beyond the ground itself. It also means the mineral resources. It means taking over these mines and making sure that these mines and every mineral resources are returned to the people. But of course, at an initial stage, they'll be held in custody by the state, has been democratically elected by the African people, which will then distribute it through uniform process and a program that is clearly outlined to our people.
My final question then to you, Appa, is this is not going to be an overnight fix. People can't sit back and expect that, oh, this is going to happen overnight and I'm going to get back land, my ancestral land, etc., etc. This is going to be a long process and it's going to be a hard and difficult process to negotiate, put it in place. So we're talking probably 5 years. Maybe it might not even be in place at the end of Ramaphosa's second tenure as president of the country.
We have already wasted 30 years since from 1994. Had we had a very clear program and had we had clear principles, by now we would have been far. Yes, indeed, you are correct. It is not going to be an overnight program. But the most important and the starting point is for us to agree on this matter as a matter of principle and begin to change that constitution, which ensures the rights of those that dispossessed us of the land over those that were dispossessed of the land. Because our former oppressors seemed to be having more rights than those who are currently do not have anything. So once we agree on that, and the modalities and every other thing can come after. But the principle and the change of the constitution needs to come in, and the land needs to be the custody of the state, and the process will unfold. And we have already wasted a lot of time. I agree that it's going not to be something that is going to happen overnight. It's going to be a long process, but it should start, and it should start now.
Ntsiri Pooe, thank you indeed for talking to us. You are the Secretary General at the PAC and you raise a very, very important issue around land redistribution. And of course, as you say, the PAC are dedicated to accelerating the pace of development, ensuring that it benefits all South Africans and aligns with the ideals of justice and equality. Good on the PAC, and we pray that all of your efforts will bear fruit sooner rather than later. And thank you indeed for your time and insights on the show this morning.
Thank you. It was pleasure talking to you. We really appreciate you having given us an opportunity. We hope that next time you'll also give us an opportunity once the government has been formulated and we're part of it, so that we can outline clearly exactly what we intend doing. We also want to outline as to what will be the PAC foreign relations perspective on matters of Palestine and Israel and on all other related international news. We will continuously engage with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We do look forward to engaging with you in the future on a regular basis. And of course, you've touched on a very important issue there. You've raised the issue of Palestine. And of course, we're so pleased to hear that the PAC are also going to be focusing on that issue. So God bless, go well, and till the next time. Thank you once again.
Thank you, my sister. Goodbye.
9:29 News and Views moving along, and we are obviously going to take an ad break. And when we do get back, we're going to be talking with Zahir Raja, Irsa's a volunteer and events coordinator to talk about something very special. So please stay with us.